And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. We're live here at the Laurel Park paddock. I'm Stanton Salter, along with the voice of Maryland Racing, Dave Rodman. Looking forward to working with you today, tomorrow, and Sunday morning. The second biggest week of the year. Of course, this is just the prep for the 142nd Preakness, but Kentucky Derby Day tomorrow. How you doing?
And great. The countdown clock is on for the 142nd running of the Preakness Stakes, our final week of racing and weekend of racing here at Laurel Park for the winter-spring meet. And then off to Pimlico we go on Thursday, May the 11th for opening day. Plenty of things planned there at Old Hilltop. Fan Appreciation Day, of course, Black-Eyed Susan Day, Preakness Day, and racing on Memorial Day as well. So we're ready to rock. The weatherman is kind of putting a little damper on our turf racing today, though, Stan. A real gully washer this morning. The track rated sloppy and off the turf today, but that's good news because we can often dig into the mud pedigrees maybe and find some real long shots.
And there's some nice carryovers today here at Laurel Park. We'll get to all those. Let's tell you what's going on, though, for the big week. And if you can't get to Churchill Downs, and why would you? Stay here with us here in Maryland. Come out to Laurel Park for the Kentucky Derby. Of course, we'll have all the simulcasting from the Derby Day down there at Churchill. We'll have it all for you here at Laurel Park. Let's see. Gates open at 10 o'clock tomorrow. We have a special early first race post time tomorrow at 12:15. Kentucky Derby estimated post time about 6:46. We'll give you we'll talk about the Derby here in a few minutes. We'll show you the work from Irish War Cry at Fair Hill last Sunday. Come out and enjoy Kentucky Derby Day here at Laurel Park with us tomorrow. Today is Kentucky Oaks Day, and you can bet on the entire Kentucky Derby card today as well. Triple Crown Days here at Laurel Park. If you can't make it to Churchill, Pimlico, or Belmont, come on out here to Laurel Park in the Silks Room at Laurel Park. $15 for one of the days or $35 for all 3 days. Go to the laurelpark.com website to check that out. And as Dave was alluding to, we're all looking forward to a Preakness meet at Pimlico next Thursday. The second oldest track in the country is Pimlico, and we'll start that Preakness meet at Pimlico next Thursday. Looking forward to being there for 3 weeks. Second oldest track in the country, and 142nd Preakness will be Saturday, May 20th at Pimlico. We had the Preakness board up there. Let's show you the bands in the Budweiser Infield Fest. We're going to have Sam Hunt on the main stage, Zed, Good Charlotte, Low Cash, High Valley. Dave, you're a music guy. Any of those bands you like?
I know that I think Sam Hunt has about 25 of the top 100 in the Apple Music and the country category now, so he's big. Zed, more of an electronic kind of dance kind of groove. I think the ladies will like that. And then we got Good Charlotte and Low Cash. So, yeah, it's a great lineup for the Budweiser Infield Fest.
Go to Preakness.com for all your tickets and information. Now, we have a nice little handicapping tournament for you tomorrow, the Triple Crown Challenge. This is for premier players. Go to Guest Services to learn more about this. It's $10 to play in the Triple Crown Challenge. You select any 4 horses for the Triple Crown Series. This is for the Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont. You can win some money. 80% of the prize pool is going to go to first place. Second place gets 20%. Gabby and I, we have a selection. Gabby's down at Churchill for the Derby. She'll be back for a Preakness week. Here's Gabby's pick, so in the Triple Crown. Any of those horses your Derby horse, Dave?
No. Some in the mix, though. I like a couple of those in the mix. And I heard you talk about this last night with Ty Ellis on the radio. It's a really great promotion because you can know a lot about racing, you can know a little about racing, and still maybe come up with a winner here because you're picking from different groups A, B, and C. You're looking for horses in all 3 Triple Crown races that are going to perform well.
And let's take a look here at my top 4 horses. I'll go with the Irish War Cry, Always Dreaming, Gunavera, and the classic Star Wars horse for my top 4 in the Triple Crown Challenge. Go to Guest Services to learn how you can sign up here for the Triple Crown Challenge.
You don't have to pick an A, a B, and a C. As you can see, you can pick as many as you want from each group there.
I guess I get one horse. You get more points for the Group B and Group C.
Exactly, right. The B and C horses will be the longer odds type horses, correct?
Yes,
right.
yes, correct. Yep. All right. Don't forget about Mom at Pimlico in the Terrace Dining Room Sunday, May 14th at Pimlico. Make reservations. Go to pimlico.com. Bring Mom out to a special day at the races in that beautiful dining room that overlooks the track there at Pimlico. Last Sunday, we were up at Fair Hill where trainer Graham Motion is based. We've shown you this work before, but I want to show it to you again as Irish War Cry. He's my Derby pick tomorrow. And he's 6-1 morning line with the Rajiv Mirage aboard for Graham Motion. Dave, I wanted to get your thoughts on this work. Last Sunday at Fair Hill, he went 6 furlongs, 113-1 with Rajiv Mirage aboard.
Well, I'll go with Graham Motion. He's the trainer. He called the work perfect there at Fair Hill. And ever since seeing him ship to Churchill Downs for the Derby, he looks like he's really taken to the track. He's got a nice, smooth, gliding stride over the Churchill surface. So he's coming into the race in top order. Hopefully can relax just a little bit off the pace and make one nice run there. And there's Graham, already Kentucky Derby winning trainer, Animal Kingdom.
And I love the post that Irish War Cry has breaking from the 17 hole. I think he has enough tactical speed on that outside. He'll be trouble-free in the clear. Rajiv can put him anywhere he wants going into that first turn.
And what a feather in the cap it would be for Maryland Racing to see a horse like Irish War Cry win the Kentucky Derby. Maryland-based, and ran here at Laurel. Broke his maiden at Laurel.
and won a stake at Laurel.
Won a stake at Laurel as well. So we're all rooting for Irish War Cry in the Kentucky Derby on Saturday.
How about the classic Star Wars horse? The morning line favorite of 4-1. He's kind of a head case. He bucked off the jockey at Saratoga last summer, and then before he won the Arkansas Derby, he was refusing to work down there at Gulfstream. They had to take him to the training center, try some tricks there. And then it was an impressive performance in the Arkansas Derby, no doubt, but a little bit of a head case as your favorite for the Derby.
Yeah, he seems to be coming out of the Arkansas Derby victory in good order. He hasn't done anything to really sway you away from him. That was one heck of a training job by Mark Cassie to get him back on track in such a short period of time to be able to go the 9 furlongs Arkansas Derby. We'll see what happens for the two-year-old reigning two-year-old champion Classic Empire.
I like the chaps, the exercise rider that gets on him in the morning. He's got these red chaps.
I saw that,
the things going
Pretty
everywhere. That's maybe that was a trick to get him going well. All right, so Kentucky Derby Day tomorrow here at Laurel Park. What else is going on here? Let's show you the carryovers we have for you today. Some nice carryovers here today at Laurel Park. Even though we're off the turf, some nice wagering opportunities. They almost hit the pick six yesterday. Someone almost snuck away with a nice $10,000 signer yesterday. Keep your eye on this pick six pool. 8,300 with Kentucky Oaks today in the Derby tomorrow. People might be overlooking this, and there might only be 2,000-3,000 new money bet into it today. If you hit 6 winners, even they might be the favorites, or you get a 5 or 6
nice
to 1
prices.
shot home.
Yeah.
You might get away with a nice ticket.
I was amazed. There were 4 live tickets yesterday going into the last race, and that's a lot of live tickets for singles. Didn't get it in the finale yesterday. So there's your carryover, $8,300. If it's not hit today, it's not hit Saturday. Well, we have to pay it out on Sunday. Yep. Any carryover pool has to be paid out on Sunday, the final day of the winter spring meet here at Laurel Park before we move across town to Pimlico.
All right, so keep your eye on the pick six. A nice carryover in that late pick 5 today, a little over 4,000. That starts in race 5. Let's show you the track conditions here. We had a whole bunch of rain this morning, so we're off the turf. Main track is sloppy with a sloppy track. Dave, do you like the front runners, or they come from behind horses?
That's funny. Ty Ellis just asked me the same question. And generally early in the card, I'd try to stay with horses, maybe 3-4 path. But, we've seen as the card, the track kind of dries out, maybe speed holding a little bit more. Tough to tell. We had a really hard rain this morning. I think maybe an inch and a quarter, but it's really stopped now. It's cloudy and turning into a nice day. There's the track was sealed in plenty of time for all that water to run off, so I don't think we'll see deep tiring times today for the Laurel card.
All right, it's the temperature is not that bad. I just have a little shirt and a jacket on. Temperature is fine. No more rain today, so hopefully we'll have a sunny, clear afternoon. Let's get right to it here in the opener. We're on the main sloppy track all afternoon. Race 1 starts the rolling Super High Five. Little carryover today in that Super High Five, $452. Low 15% takeout for the rolling Super High Five, so keep your eye on that. Race 1 also kicks off the early pick 5. It's a mandatory payout here on the early pick 5, and just like that late pick 5, which late pick 5 today has a carryover. Both of the pick 5s here at Laurel Park, your best bet with that industry low 12% takeout. Mandatory payout here on the early pick 5 starting in race 1. We're going 6 furlongs here in the opener, claiming 5,000 filly and mares, never won 2 lifetime. I'll go with the 6, Brooks on Fire, my top pick here. 3-year-old filly by Frisian Fire. Trainer Johnny Hartzell dropped her to the nickel 2 life level last out. She came with a 5-wide rally, a good second, just got beat a neck. Katie Davis back aboard today. She does have a couple thirds on and off track. I like the outside post. She'll be out there in the clear. I'll go with the 6, Brooks on Fire. Nice 9-2 price here for my top pick.
Yeah, and already getting some early play there. As you see, the first flash at 9-5. Those odds obviously apt to change for people going on recent form. For non-winners at 2, low-level claiming filly and mare group where there's not a lot of recent form, it looks good on paper to go for.
The morning line favorite, rightfully so here, the 7, Norette, taking a drop in class for trainer Hammy Smith. She hasn't been running too well, but not too bad. A second, 2 fourths most recently at the 10,002 life. She was 4th 2 starts ago in the slop at that 10,002 life company. She's 3 for 4 in the money on an off track, so that bodes well. Sheldon Russell, he's riding well. Of course he is. He has a couple winners under his belt now since coming back. Hammy Smith, he won with a first-time starter from the Hammy Smith barn last week. So these connections are clicking pretty well. The 7 going to be tough to beat on the drop here.
Yep, Sheldon strong as ever. A couple of wins under the belt after surgery time away, and I tell you, that swimming really helped him out because it got him home for his first win back.
Yep.
Battling with that favorite here in the late stages of the race in the final 16th for his first win back. Very strong rider, Sheldon, and looking to get home there in the first.
All right, I'll throw the 2 in there. Susie Street from the Reed Nagel barn. I like the nice lightweight assignment, 108 with the 7-pound apprentice Sarah Schaefer aboard. It was a nice win at Gulfstream West last October, then had to win her off that 4.5 race at Charlestown, maybe just too quick early for her. That was against 10,002 life. She was wide that day. I think going 6 furlongs, dropping a level here, and you're getting a nice price on the 2, Susie Street. Might go right to the front from the inside.
She's got some speed. There's a sneaky speed horse who was well beaten in here, though, in Hideaway, number 3, and she's got some early lick made to try to entertain her a little bit early in the race, and she comes out of a double key race on that sloppy track at Park. So we've seen her at Pimlico with some good early quarter-mile speed, maybe trying to keep her early. I kind of like, we told you we'd look for off-track pedigree horses. Your 4th pick in here, kind of a long shot off since 2015. Not a long shot, but 3-1 in the line. Cheryl's Way. What do we see? A horse run off a layoff from 2014 from the McGee barn and win the other day. How about this mare? 6-year-olds have only been out twice. She broke her maiden at debut back in March of 2015 at Laurel, and she's bred to like the off track. Her dam, her only win for the dam came on an off track.
All right,
How about that?
Coming off a long layoff, gets Lasix here for the comeback race. Davey Hamilton aboard for trainer Robert Vukovic, the owner and trainer there of the 8 Cheryl's Way. All right, so I hope you get live there in the opener to kick off that early pick 5. Nice maiden special weight race for you in race 2, going a flat mile to kick off the early pick 4. 3 pick 4s this afternoon here at Laurel Park, starting in races 2, 4, and 6. Let's take a look here at race 2. It's a nice group of filly and mares, 3 and up, maiden special weight. I'll go with the 6, Mo Light from the Mary Epler barn, a good second at this level. That was the first start for trainer Mary Epler back on April 14th, going a mile. Came with a wide rally that day with Alex Centron, a good second to Indian Paint. Now right back in here at this level, same distance. First try on and off track, so that's a question mark, but she's a well-bred 4-year-old filly by Uncle Mo. I'll go with the 6, Mo Light, my top pick.
Yeah, other connections thought she was a turf horse with 5 tries on the turf. Goes to Mary Epler's barn, and apparently was working well enough in the dirt to give her a whirl on the dirt. She kind of even paced early, but she really got into kind of a little gear late, Stan, to finish second behind a solid winner there in Indian Paint. So that was a strong effort from the Uncle Mo filly.
The 7 Vienna Melody, a first-time starter for trainer Arnaud Delacour, is a 3-year-old filly by Malibu Moon. They paid $225,000 for her at Keeneland as a yearling. The dam, she was 4 for 8, made over $100,000. She was a stakes winner down at your home track at the fairgrounds. The Truly Bond stake got a 98.
Bound, yep.
Truly Bond. You got a 98 buyer speed figure that was in the slop going long. So some good off-track pedigree here for the 7 Vienna Melody. She's a full sister to Perspective, who made over $700,000. So some nice pedigree here for this first-time starter for trainer Arnaud Delacour, who gets Fergal Lynch aboard.
Well, you got the Laurel Stables as the owner, and you got a Dam Spirited Away, as you mentioned, won the Truly Bound at the fairgrounds, and she was owned at the time by B. Wayne Hughes. So, you've got some pedigree here, the owner's side, but the sire and the dam as well. She could be any kind of nice filly here, Vienna Melody in the second as a firster.
All right, the 5 Tweeting I'll throw into the mix. This horse has been well bet in 2 starts. One against Maiden Special Weight Company at the fairgrounds sprinting, came from off the pace that day. A good third to a Stroll in the Park, who would come back to win. She was 4-1 in the debut, and then maybe that race at Keeneland just too tough against Maiden Special Weight Company. But she went off the lukewarm favorite down there at Keeneland. She's well bred by Uncle Mo out of an AP Indy mare for trainer Tom Proctor. Gets your leading rider Trevor McCarthy. He had a 3-win afternoon yesterday here at Laurel Park. So this horse is going to get bet once again here today.
Trevor only 8 wins away from 1,002. He's on a roll. He'll come sooner rather than later, that's for sure. Maybe even this weekend with a good weekend here at Laurel Park. I can't remember what I had for dinner last night or who won the last race yesterday, but I do remember that this filly actually was going to run at Laurel. I don't know if you remember this, and it was a windy day. I think we ran a couple of races and canceled the card, and she was scheduled to run here at Laurel Park way back, probably I would say January, before she went to fairgrounds, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know the exact day. And kind of had her on the radar down there. And, she ran okay third, but behind a nice filly, a Stroll in the Park. So she's well meant here, Tweeting.
And since that early April race at Keeneland, she's been working well up there at Fair Hill. Most recently, a 5-furlong drill on the synthetic, 1:04. So you have to respect the 5 Tweeting. First-time starter on the inside here. The 1, Not Mine, but Ours by Discreetly Mine, trained by Timmy Keefe. Here's some Maryland-bred, homebred filly for the Bowman and Higgins stable. The dam was 0 for 6. However, the second dam was a little bit better. She made almost $70,000. You get one of the top riders aboard, Steve Hamilton for Timmy Keefe, who does have a positive ROI with his debut runners.
All righty. That's a strong second race for a short field. And imagine, the 3 is out and the 8 is out in there. Great crack. She's a half to Catherine Sophia. Wow, that could have been an even stronger race, but strong as it is in race 2 on the sloppy track.
All right, race 3 off the turf today. So this is a maiden claiming 16,000, 3 and up, going a flat mile, and there's a bunch of scratches in here. Check all the changes. I'm going to go with the 2 Expectations, my top pick here. 4-year-old Gelding by Spitestown for trainer Graham Motion. Trevor McCarthy gets aboard. These 2 top connections teamed up for a nice win yesterday. This horse hasn't run very well yet, but against 2 tough maiden special weight fields. Now a big drop from that maiden special weight company to maiden 16 here. We'll see if this 4-year-old Gelding likes an off track. Does have a mile race under his belt that last try April 7th here at Laurel Park. Big drop, strong connections. I'll go with the 2 Expectations on top.
That winner of the last race, Lapochka, came back to run on the turf and actually ran okay. I think ran 3rd or 4th the other day here at Laurel Park. Got into a little bit maybe mild trouble. So that was a strong race. And, when they're dropping like that, you've got to be scared of horses like that dropping from special down to that tag.
All right, I'll throw the 10 in there as well. Collateral Damage from the Kate Dibben barn. 7-pound apprentice Anna Caro gets aboard. So nice lightweight here, 110. This filly's been second the last 2 starts at the maiden 10 level, going short, coming from off the pace. I think this 3-year-old Gelding by Patientville will enjoy the added distance today, carrying that 110 with Anna Caro.
Yeah, you're sharp enough to stay close to the pace there, going 6. You should be able to translate to the same thing going the 1-turn mile here at Laurel Park. Now that's off the turf, that long run to the second wire.
All right, Claudio Gonzalez, he has 25 wins. Trainer Kieran McGee has 26 wins. Linda Rice has 24 wins. It's going to be an interesting trainers race these last 3 days of racing. Claudio Gonzalez with a 12-1 shot here. The 5, Alarming, who ran a decent third last out against Maiden 10 Company, going a mile, gets Kevin Gomez aboard. This horse, I think, offers good value for a trainer who could end up being your leading trainer of the meet.
It was quite an alarming beginning as he was in tight at the start, stumbled, and then the lone speed of Hibernia Fire took them all the way. Could be a different scenario today on the muddy track here. It's run on the off track before a couple of times to no avail, but a good effort last time out, though against it with lesser claiming maiden level.
All right, let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, nice carryover in that Rainbow Pick 6, over 8,300. That starts in race 4. The late Pick 5, almost 4,100 carryover. That starts in race 5. We'll start with those when we come back. The best bets at Laurel Park are the Pick 5s, and we have 2 of them. The early Pick 5 starts in race 1 and is a mandatory payout. The late Pick 5 is the last 5 races of the day and has carryover potential. Both Pick 5s at Laurel Park have an industry-low 12% takeout. The Pick 5s at Laurel Park, your best bet. All right, welcome back today at the races presented by Fidelity First. We're live here at the Laurel Park Paddock. I'm Stan Salter, Dave Rodman with me here this week, and Gabby Gaudette, she's down there at Churchill for the Kentucky Derby. You can bet all the Kentucky Derby action today here at Laurel Park. Today's the Kentucky Oaks down there at Churchill as well. We're going to have a special early first race post time tomorrow for our 12-race card tomorrow here at Laurel Park. We'll start at 12:15. The gates open at 11 o'clock. You and I will start today at the races at 10:50 tomorrow to go through the 12-race card. Your thoughts on the Oaks today, Dave?
You're right. We have the Oaks today, and we talked about the Derby a little bit earlier in the program. Well, you know, the Fairgrounds filly, Farrell's done nothing wrong. You know, I don't know if you've seen her at Churchill. She's just really in good health right now, the Malibu Moon filly.
For
Wayne Catalano.
Our main man, Wayne Catalano.
Mm-hmm.
Always a fun guy to have around.
Yeah, so she looks like she's going to be tough in there. You want Action Andy's pick? I talked to him this morning.
Who's he like?
Our man Action Andy on the scene. He likes Vexatious as a long shot.
Big price.
Right, with Kent Desormeaux.
Neil Drysdale.
In the saddle. Who do you like in there?
I'll go with the Mandela filly. Well, I gotta like Salty, I guess, from the Cassie barn. Salty, that's what they called me in high school, Salty Dogs. Okay. I'll go with that filly along with the Paradise something there for Mandela.
And don't forget you can play the Oaks Woodford Derby Pick 3 as well.
The Oaks Derby double.
Right, or in the Oaks Derby double, too.
Okay, play that today as well. All right, so
Oaks Derby double and Oaks Woodford Derby Pick 3 offered as well.
All right, good stuff. Kentucky Oaks Day today. You can bet the Kentucky Derby today as well. Nice carryovers today here at Laurel Park. Let's show you what we have here in the Rainbow Pick 6. They almost took it down for about 10,000 yesterday. Jump on in here to the Pick 6. It might get foolishly ignored with all the action going on with the Oaks and Derby and all that hoopla. So you might sneak away with a nice $10,000, $12,000 signer here if you get 6 winners today in the Rainbow Pick 6. I'm going to play a ticket. Nice carryover. Let's take a look here at my ticket. This might do it here. $57.60 play. You can see all my tickets on the laurelpark.com website. Also catch up with all the latest and greatest Maryland racing news on the laurelpark.com website. We showed you that Grand Motion work earlier with Irish War Cry. There's also a video soundbite, audio soundbite of Grand Motion talking as well on the laurelpark.com website. Here's my Pick 6 ticket. I'll go 3 deep here in race 4 using the 2-4-7. I'm going to key on the Linda Racehorse in race 5, the one Trad Fest there in race 5. I'll go 4 deep in the 6, 2 horses in race 7, 4 deep in race 8. Races 7 and 8, 2 nice allowance features of the day. And then race 9, that's a maiden 16 going long. I'll go 3 deep there. Let's take a look here at the first leg of this Rainbow Pick 6, going 5.5 furlongs, claiming 15,000 for straight 3-year-olds. I'll go with the 2 Deal Driven on the inside here. for trainer Phil Schoenthal. Just draw a line through that last race. The turf experiment didn't go very well, but a sharp win going a mile 2 starts ago against Open 25,000 Company. That was the first start off the claim for the new barn. This horse was second in the mud 3 starts ago, going a mile against Open 15 Company. That's the race that Phil Schoenthal claimed this horse out of. 3-year-old by Into Mischief. You get Forrest Boyce, Boyce with a nice ride, a nice win yesterday on the turf. I'll go with the 2, Deal Driven, my top pick.
Yeah, he didn't run a dazzling figure in winning that race, but you had to be encouraged because he won on the raise off the claim. And then I figured maybe they'd try him on the turf and maybe you take a shot that he liked the turf off of that. So he's back at a claiming level, and I can see perhaps why, because that 58 buyer doesn't really say that I can win an allowance type race, but they're spotting this horse well coming back from turf to dirt today from owner-trainer combination that's had the hot hand. Barbara Hopkins, Phil Schoenthal. Been a lot of good things together. Claimed some horses here in Maryland as well. Brought a few down from Parks too.
All right, I'll throw the 4 Animal Quiet into the exacta for Claudio Gonzalez. The sharp maiden win here at Laurel Park. That was on a sealed good track, so the horse does have a win on an off track. Didn't run very well on a sloppy track late March here at Laurel, but that was a much tougher race against Allowance Company. Didn't run very well last out either for the Open 25, but dropping back down again today with Joe Moore Torres aboard. This horse is live here at 6-1.
You got to be encouraged by 2 things. First, he's dropping to the level that he can win, having faced Parade of Nations, Liar's Dice in the last 2 starts, and he doesn't mind an off track, and he's won over the good track here at Laurel, a good sealed track here in late February.
All right, the 7, Abruzzi Star from the Tony Pecoraro barn. Trevor McCarthy aboard. A good second last out on a good track up there at Penn National. I was against 15,000, 2 Life Company. Strong connections here. Nice 6-1 morning line here on the 7, Abruzzi Star.
Beaten by Deal Driven here late in March, but, Ren came back to redeem in a non-winners of 2 at Penn National. Looks like they're just trying to find a level, maybe a surface for this horse.
All right, so an Open 15,000 claimer for 3-year-olds is going to kick off this Rainbow Pick 6. Nice carryover today. Starts in race 4. Make sure you jump in. Race 4 also kicks off the middle pick 4. Let's turn the page here. Race 5, another carryover. Late pick 5, a little over 4,000 here in the late pick 5 with that industry low 12% takeout. Race 5 is a 5.5 furlong sprint on a sloppy track. Starter Allowance Company, optional claiming 25,000. I'm going to key. Well, let's take a look here at my pick 5 ticket. What I have a $64 play. I'm going to key. You think is a good single here? The Linda Rice horse, number 1, Tradfest.
Well, you got the horse keyed in your pick 5 and your pick 6, so it better be. Take out the 2, 3, 4, 8, and 10. I trust your judgment in going with the combination of Rice and Karamanos. There's no doubt that this horse is versatile, turf or dirt. It was claimed for 20 off the Mott barn, given time away, and certainly he's come back with a couple of consistent runs. I guess the one thing that concerns me about him, Stan, is there's plenty of speed to his outside in here. That would be my only worry about singling him, but you got
Karamanos on him. Going to give him a few elbows going in that far turn.
And who's to say? Maybe he can rate a little bit. I mean, he chased to finish second back at Saratoga. You see, for a previous trainer.
I'd like to. I'm singling the horse. I'd like to see him try to get to the front and then carry everybody 3, 4 wide going into there. Not carry, float.
Float.
So it's called the veteran float.
Tactical.
Tactical
float. Move.
Tactical move. There you go. But there is some speed to the outside. One of those speed horses, the 5 Crimson Secret, 15-1 morning line here for trainer Joe F. You get Xavier Perez aboard. A good second 2 starts ago on a good sealed track. That was back in January. Went to the front, showed speed, and then weekend finished 4th back in February. Hasn't run since then.
Yeah. More speed. And I was looking in the race maybe for a closer. You've got one in the mix there in the 11 Fast Talk. We'll talk about him when you get to. I mean, he's more of the kind of the horse maybe that could possibly rate a little bit off the pace from the outside gate. And you've also using the main track only runner. and that's good boy Lucas.
Alex Cintron aboard here for Henry Walters. First off the claim here for trainer Henry Walters, 3-year-old son of Creative Call, stepping up in class. Was an okay fourth as the beaten favored on the drop last out for Larry Jones. So Henry Walters, a good trainer based over at Pimlico, does well with the small stable, gets a top rider, Alex Cintron, aboard here. The horse hasn't run on an off track, so that'll be a question mark today.
That's a big move, 25 grand for that horse. He's a gelding, not a filly, and from a top barn. They must have seen something they like and entered for main track only. So maybe he can show speed and stay on. But again, he's another one of those speed horses in there. Maybe Fast Talk. Derby's coming up. You look at his sire, Back Talk. It was a flashback. I said, who's Back Talk? Remember? I don't. Had to look it up. He was 20th in the 2010 Kentucky Derby, 20 of 20, if you remember. And Derby Day's tomorrow. But he did have a stakes win over a wet track prior to that. So maybe just looking for maybe an off-track clue in here. Fast Talk. He could be fast enough, maybe to settle off the speed, stay at the very end. He comes out of a tough race there with Liar's Dice.
That was a tough race. That was in the slot. Maybe I use him in my top four.
That's not an indication of whether he's going to like the slop, that race against Liar's Dice.
Good point. Sure. The allowance company, I was at Liar's Dice, came back and was second in the stake race at Charlestown after that.
In the Hilton, right?
And just got beat a whisker, too, recruiting ready. So we'll see if Fast Talk can do better on an off track at this level with that speed on the outside with Sheldon Russell and Cal Lynch. Those two teamed up for a nice win yesterday, Sheldon Russell and Cal Lynch. 2 Charlies.
That horse ran like stakes horse yesterday.
Yeah, ran a big.
Absolutely. Yeah, the pace was quick up front. 2 Charlies. Smart not to go in the duel, but was settled well there for Sheldon Russell, and then kicked away in 109.86. It will be interesting to see where we see that horse next time out. Maybe perhaps Preakness weekend somewhere.
Chick Lang, maybe, possibly. We'll see. That's my theory. Maybe I didn't hear it from anybody. We'll see where 2 Charlies goes next. Let's turn the page here. Race 6 going to kick off the late pick 4. Maiden claiming 25,000 for filly mares 3 and up, 5.5 furlongs. I'll go to the outside here. The 8 Graceful Light. I like the 5-1 price we're going to get. And we'll get a good price here on this 4-year-old filly by Silver Train. She's trained by trainer Jose Samiego. Doesn't run too many horses. A low-profile barn here, but this filly is taking a drop from Maiden Special Weight Company, second off the layoff. She was working well up there at Fair Hill. Nothing but bullets up there at Fair Hill for that comeback race against Maiden Special Weight. PA breds last out. Didn't run too terribly up there. Maybe can improve here. Second off the layoff, dropping from Maiden Special Weight Company. Was an okay fourth on a muddy track here at Laurel last October against Maiden Special Weight Company.
A lot of running lines on her. It looks like they're just trying to figure out what makes her tick here. That's for sure. 7 St. Penny, a debut runner by Street Magician, is in your mix. And kind of like that off track on the bottom there, Penny Hill by St. Bellato. Her dam had 4 off-track winners, so 08, 09, 3 off-track winners, 08, 09, and 2013 models all came out to win on off tracks.
Yeah, I like this first-time starter. Ashley Castrengi, the Bug Girl, gets aboard for Tony Pecoraro. Dam 1 for 6, like you mentioned. It's a full sister to Uphill Battle, who made 83,000. An okay work down there, Tampa, late March, and then most recently been working over there at Delaware. I'll throw the 9 into the mix as well here. Christmas Dinner for trainer Mary Epler, also taking a drop in class. This will be the first start on a main track and gets a sloppy track today. Caramanos aboard for Mary Epler. Those two a solid 23% together with a positive ROI. That from an 82-horse sampling. Now, this horse has run okay against Maiden Special Weight Company on the synthetic and on the turf. We'll see what she can do on a sloppy track today, taking a drop.
Yeah, that was a solid effort. Maybe she'll like the dirt and the slop. She was a beaten favorite, 4th, but only beaten a couple lengths with a wide rally behind a first-time starter who meant business that day, Sullivan's Gigi, if I remember her name correctly. That was a debut runner who dazzled.
For another first-time starter from the inside. I don't like the inside post, but Sheldon Russell and Hammy Smith, they teamed up for a debut winner last weekend. Hammy Smith always very dangerous with his first-time starters. He's 20% with a positive ROI. The dam made almost $200,000 here. Heavenly Moon, and this 3-year-old daughter of Redeemed, who's a young sire here in Maryland. This filly's a half to Moon, Virginia, who made over $100,000. So some nice pedigree here with the one.
And the sire Redeem's already had a winner and 10 foals to start, so not many foals have hit the track yet, but with the winner, it's off to a promising beginning.
All right, let's turn the page here. A couple nice allowance features of the day later on in the card. Some nice fillies here in race 7. This is a straight 3-year-old filly. Other than allowance, optional claiming 50,000, going 6 furlongs. I had a tough time picking against the 5. Phase the Nation, who's your 7-5 morning line favored. This 3-year-old daughter of Cal Nation, she doesn't miss a check. She's won 5 times from 10 starts. A nice come-from-behind win in the second start for the new barn. Kieran McGee was a nice win against State Bred Allowance Company. Now stepping up to Open Allowance Company today. Stevie Hamilton gets aboard. But I'm going to go with the 2, Super Trend on Top, who was a very, very impressive debut winner here. She had to break from the 1 hole and got to the lead down the backstretch and just went all the way with Julian Pimentel aboard. Now gets Sheldon Russell today. She's by Yes It's True. Cal Lynch having a nice meet. I think this is a very promising 3-year-old filly they have.
In the category of trivia that nobody cares about, but you might, she was entered here, if you recall, a few weeks ago, and a storm approached. It was like a mini thunderstorm, and it got really windy, and the weather was a little squirrely there, and a couple of horses ran off, and she was one of them, and she had to be scratched that day, as the horses with fillies were at the gate. And today, the weather's a little calmer. She's got an off-track pedigree galore there. Dam was 2 for 12 on the wet.
I like her even more now, and has been working well here in the morning since that impressive debut win. So I'll go with the 2, Super Trend. She's going to have to step up here. This is a tough race, and Phase the Nation is going to have a beautiful stalking trip on the outside with Cowboy Hamilton aboard.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I told Kieran McGee the day following the race that was a really impressive effort. She ran down that target up front. You know, before we seen her kind of show some speed, maybe wait a little bit a couple of times. But that was her most impressive race to date there, April 7th, Phase the Nation.
All right, now throw the 4 Thirst for Truth in there. Second Cal Lynch starter in here by Stay Thirsty. Alex Cintron gets aboard. Tried the turf last out up there at Aqueduct. And okay, third to A Stroll in the Park against Allowance Company 2 starts ago here at Laurel Park.
A Stroll in the Park, Mahoning Valley kind of minor stakes winner there. Horse we talked about earlier in the program in relation to another maiden filly, Thirst for Truth. And, Cal Lynch got a couple in here. Could run big.
And then the 7 Haley Slip on the outside showed promise as a 2-year-old. Was second in a stake race at Delaware last September. A good third against an allowance group last out. Now third start back, second real start back. The rider came off in that first start back. Joe Moore Torres will get a nice trouble-free trip on the outside here for Gary Capuano.
All righty. That's a good race there, the 7th. 8th is off the turf stand, 5.5. Scratch the 1-8. 9 and 10 in there, and we'll have a rider to be named for Carlos Carrasco on the 4. He's off the mounts today.
I'll go with Trevor McCarthy and Hugh McMahon on the outside here. The 12, the Great Provider, a very impressive win. First off the claim last out early March here at Laurel Park. Won by 3. Got an eye-opening 81 buyer speed figure in that race. The horse does have a good second on a sloppy track last September here at Laurel Park against Starter Allowance Company. This horse is in good form. You get the leading rider. It's going to show speed from the outside.
Right. Yeah, she's always had speed. They're turf or dirt. She's just a really nice, is a really nice horse, and with that tactical speed. And, you know, by that time in the day, you'll know inside or outside here. And if outside speed's a little better, it may be a little better situation, too, for the Great Provider. Because Worley's pretty quick, and there's a horse on the inside, Apollo Doro de Damasco, who's a big price. He's been pretty quick in the past. He didn't show that lick against Liar's Dice on the slot, but we've seen him go out there and wing it as well in the early stages.
I'll throw the 5 5, Willie Be Mine, into the mix here for my exacta. This horse been hanging around against Allowance Company for trainer Ann Merriman. They protected the 6-year-old for a long time. I think they like the horse. He's shown ability before. He was a good third against Allowance Company in the slop on Christmas Eve here at Laurel Park. You get a top rider, Javion Toledo, aboard. Nice 8-1 price here on the 5, Willie Be Mine. I think this horse can be right there today.
Well, we mentioned the great provider with speed. Worley's pretty fast. Maybe Apollodoro de Damasco, your 4th pick there, Supervisor. Though he didn't run a dazzling number in victory, either last out or 3 back against 10 now when he's a 2, he could be kind of a trip horse in here, getting that trip off the pace today at a nice price. He's 15-1 on the line, and now that the race is off the turf, still think he's going to be a good price because of his lower buyer-type numbers.
All right, so a nice group of allowance runners there in race 8 to kick off the late daily double. Let's look at the final here. Maiden claiming 16,000, 3 and up, going a mile. I'll go with the 3, So Quiet, your likely favorite. Steve Hamilton aboard for Rodney
that
Jenkins.
Horse is out, I believe.
That's a late scratch?
I believe.
I didn't have that one earlier.
Wait
but
a second. Let me double check.
Okay.
Let me double check.
The double check on that one. Scratches when they come off the turf. Scratches trickle in slowly throughout the morning.
No,
so
I may have marked it down incorrectly.
We'll double check on that one. But the barn, at least here, Rodney Jenkins been heating up as of late. I had a nice winner here last weekend. We'll check on that.
I think you may be
here.
right, Stan. My apologies. Good.
My second pick, at least here, is the 6, Justifiable Junior. My picks, okay, all right, we're good. We're hearing, we're good here from the guys in the trailer.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's the 2 that's out, right?
The 2 is 2 is out. I'll go with the 3, So Quiet. A good second against a similar company here. Last out, Maiden 10 going 2 turns. That was last October. A good second. Has had the winner off. This horse will be dead fit for the comeback race. Trust me. Been working well here in the morning for a top barn. I'll go with the 3, So Quiet on top.
Yeah, a good, good effort last time out against this kind of an okay field. A little concerned he didn't get by, but different track condition this afternoon for tactical early foot runner So Quiet, who is in, and there's a 2 out, who's Survoyant, the 5 is out, and then the 10, the 12, 14, 15, and 16. Justifiable Junior, can they justify the drop down from Maiden Special to Maiden 25, down to Maiden 16? Well, they only paid 15 for him, so I guess nothing to lose here, and gets Lasix for the first time. A lot of times you do have trouble in your mind when you're a handicapper trying to justify those kind of drops. But Justifiable Junior, he wasn't a 6-figure purchase. Does come back here with Lasix and a new surface today, staying in the race off the turf.
In the barn, Linda Albert's been heating up as of late with a few wins, so I think this horse a contender. The 6, Justifiable Junior. I'll throw the 7 in there as well. Trevor McCarthy aboard for Cal Lynch, taking a drop. The 11 runs off the AE. The 11, Break the Mold, does draw in and run for trainer Reed Nagel. Sarah Schaefer aboard. This will be the first start on and off track here for this 3-year-old son of Lonhro. Gets a nice lightweight there, 110. The 11, Break the Mold, does run in the finale. All right, we're at it.
Yeah, it's kind of Justifiable, John, if you mentioned it or not, but the dam, another off-track dam there, Singing Sword.
All right.
2 for 4. That's pretty good.
2 for 4, not bad, not bad. You get a decent price there on the 6. All right, we're out of time here. Dave Rodman, he'll stay around, give you all of today's scratches and changes. We're off the turf, but some nice carryovers today here. Don't get shut out on that pick 6 starting race 4, a little over 8,300. Good luck today. I'll be back this afternoon. See you then.
Good luck.